Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm not sure. I got something interesting going on with the audio here. Is this indeed capturing? Y'all are hearing the background music. I'm also hearing the background music. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so I'll have to figure this out a little bit. I'll have to figure it out a little bit, but later. So apparently... Okay, I hooked up some new speakers because the other speakers, I swear to you, the Bluetooth was causing the computer to crash. Not only that, plugging in these speakers caused the computer to crash. But when it rebooted, it's been working and it doesn't seem like it's going to crash again. Like, Core Audio Daemon isn't using 6,000% of the CPU like it was when the other speakers were attached. So, anyway, let me go ahead. I'm just going to paste this onto the Twitters and such. And as much as there are Twitters, which there aren't, okay. There we go. Post that. Live streams. Posted. Publish. Confirm. Okay, so I think I'm about ready to go, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started on this one. Well, hello, and welcome back, everybody. Oh, let me make sure that the chat is up. Hold on. Oh, and I need to get this screen needs to be over here, or at least not right there. Okay. All right, chat's up, chat's enabled. Yeah, I really like these new speakers. I got some Creative T60s, and I wanted something that was either USB or Bluetooth. I didn't really want something. I just wanted something that's louder than the built-in Mac Studio speakers. But these are not just louder. They really bring something else to the experience. They've got a really great soundstage. Anyway. So the Creative T60s would recommend. I thought they'd just be all right, but they're more than all right from my perspective. I think they're 30-watt speakers. So, but I mean, like for the desk, they have more than enough power. I mean, and probably 15 or 10 watt or 15 or 20 watt would probably be perfect for what I actually am doing here. I don't think I'm ever going to turn these up. Okay, so problem that we have is that we just ran out of... Oh. Hold on. Sticky all over here. Time to get a new cup. This cup is worn. Okay, anyway. So the problem that we have is that backups just filled up the disk again. And the reason backups filled up the disk again is because there's too many of them. So what I want to do is have one backup for every month, and then one backup for every week of the last 90 days, and then one backup for every day of the last 14 days. That's my goal. And we're going to do this in Go. I was thinking about doing it in Zig, but I already have part of it done in Go, and I don't think I can justify the time that it might take me to work through. I just haven't done as many. I haven't done enough projects in Zig. If I'd done maybe 5 or 6 projects in Zig, I think I could do this in Zig. I think Zig would be a better choice for this. We're just culling backups, but it's fine. Okay, so we are going to have. Let's see. How are we going to do this? Because it's not just. Let me see. How did I have this with day leader? This is what the thing looks like, right? So we have, let me just put this in here. So we have mount, backups, and then we have the project. So project X, and then we just have ... all the backups, right? And then the same thing where we have project Y, ... all the backups. Project Z. So that's what this looks like presently. All right, pausing the music because there was a sound artifact. I wasn't sure where it was coming from. Anyway, so that's what I'm looking at right now. Is we have our backups thing, and then yeah, I want to basically have the backups sorted. So we're gonna give a backup directory, and then we're gonna have a where the backups go to, and this might be maybe I don't want to call this backup. Well, whatever. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this yet. Day leader. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna process all the backups. Hey, what's up, Ben? How you doing? We're going to process all the backups that are currently in the folder, and we're going to start sorting them. And we're going to prefer, I don't remember exactly how I was going to do this. I was going to do something with the days of the week so that the weeklies happen based on, there is a standard for what is the first week of the month, and it is not the week in which the month has the first day. It's the week in which the month has the first Thursday. So I don't know why. Let's see, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's why, because if you're in Europe, Sunday is not the first day of the week. It's the last day of the week in Europe. So the ISO standard came from Europe. So that's probably what it is the majority of the week, according to European definition of week, happens at the end of the week. So if Thursday is in, if the first Thursday of the month, defines the first week of the month. I think that's how it goes. Is that correct? I have to think about that for a second. Anyway. So we're just going to sort all of these, and then we're going to cull the ones that are the old ones. So we're just going to get rid of them. So we'll get the current date. We'll get the first day of the week 90 days ago. So that's our weekly cutoff. We're going to process daily backups, process weekly backups. And I think there was going to be a process monthly backups, or maybe I was just going to go one a week for the whole year. Maybe that's... I don't remember exactly what my thought process was on this. It was a while ago when I kind of figured out what this needs to be. So we'll just work with this. and see what we get to. The important thing is that as of right now, we should not have any remove. Or if we do any remove, should just become, let's just print it out instead. Oh, whoops. So you developed your solution for the backup, or this is a script to an existing solution? So we have backups that run right now, but the way that it works is it's a very simple bash script, or shell script rather. There's nothing bash specific about it. But it just uses find, and it finds the files that are older than a certain amount, and then it culls them. But what we need to do is, I don't want to cull all of the files that are older than a certain number of days, because I want to keep, for the entire, all of history, really, I want to keep one a week. And the ones that are the most recent, I want to keep more than that. So or something like that. Maybe one a month, then for the last 3 months, one a week, and for the last 2 weeks, one a day, something like that. Yeah. Well, I mean, this shouldn't be too crazy. It's been a while since I thought about it and was working on it. Okay. Okay, so let's do get init. Get status. I'm just going to do an initial commit, and I'm not actually going to keep these. Let me go ahead and make a repository for this. I think I'm going to need to make the repository under PaperOS, but I'll put a liberal license on it where I can fork it and use it in other places. This is not anything proprietary to us. It's just something that we've needed to do for a while, and I put it off for a while. Let's see. So this is going to be call backups. So this is not the program that does the backups. It's the program that calls the backups. Okay. I am getting a call. Let's see. Let's see. Oh. Okay, so call backups, and we can make this, I'll make it private for now. We'll add a readme. We'll do golang license. I like the MPL, or especially anything that's being done in a business sense. Okay, so, and maybe I'll rewrite this in Zig for my own personal use. Let's see. Keep one backup per month. One per week. Okay, so I think like the last 3 days would almost always guarantee that there's a business day in there. So maybe we just keep all backups for the last, I don't know, we probably keep all backups for the last 7 days or something like that. I'll state my goals in here in just a minute. But I used GPT for part of this to just excuse me, generate some of the boilerplate. All right, good luck with your work. I'm gonna have to go. All right, have a good one, Lulu. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. So I'm not actually... Yeah, this is not actually going to do the backups. It's just going to call the backups. Meaning eliminate. Categorize and eliminate. Keep one backup for every month. Keep one backup for every week. Let's do forever. For the last 90 days. Keep for each month forever. Each week for the last 90 days. Each day for the last 2 weeks. Each backup for the last 7 days. So something like that, I think, is what we want. All right, so that's the basic idea. And then the directory structure will look something like this, where there's mount, backups, project, X. Actually, we probably should just create this. Mount, backups, project, X, Y, Z. And then maybe let's call this oops, rmdir should be what? Why is it popping up emojis? Dang it. Stay on the right screen. There, just so it looks different. And then for each of these, we'll do daily, weekly, monthly. Okay. So we'll do like this. We'll drop down to bash for this one. There we go. That's not what I was expecting. Let's try that again. So those project X, proj Y, project foo Z. There we go. Okay. And then we'll do something like this. 2024 0101 00 00 00. And then we could go further with this, but maybe we could do daily.d, monthly.d, weekly.d, something like that. I don't know. We'll just leave it. Actually, I would prefer... I am going to switch this up a little bit. So we are going to do this... there we go. Okay, so... let me do this again. Boom. Okay. And then how are we going to run this? So... install, we'll have a way to install it. Usage, we'll have a usage. Usage will be something like call backups, dir mount backups, or let's say my dir in there's probably a better way to do this, but for right now, let's say ls mount backups do done my dir something like that. And then we probably want to always have to specify extensions. Something like that. So that we guarantee that we're not moving around stuff that we shouldn't. I'd actually be fine with having it be something like .bz2 as well. .z standard. But point is, there needs to be, it needs to, you would either need to let's see, what if we did this? I think that would work. Let me try that right now. I'm just going to replace that with echo. Okay, the focus is crazy. What's up, random? I suggest use lighting. Go get what? What are you saying? The what plugin? Something something. I will search that. I have no idea what that is. I'm guessing that you misspelled it. Okay. Set no number. And then I'm just going to copy this over to the other screen where the backups actually are. Where did that go? Oh, I know what happened there. Okay, let me drop down. Okay, I'm in Bash. Oh, whoops. Wrong place. Hold on. Alright, so I just need to echo. And that looks like that's working. Yep, okay, that's working. Cool, so let me continue on here. Gorth. I did a search for that thing, and I did not find that thing. And I don't know what type of thing it even is. So what is this thing? Because I get 0 results when I search for that exact thing. So I am not hip on the whatever it is. All right, so we'll get rid of install right now. And then I'm going to bring over from the previous one. We're going to bring that over here. Maybe I don't need a command directory. Maybe we'll just do it just like this. Okay, so we won't do any of the renames. We'll have a dry run is what we'll have. And then we'll have that be the default for now. That's weird. Then process daily. real bull, and if real, else and that might be the way I want to do it anyway. I might want to create a script and you just execute the script. Okay, why is my Go stuff not working? Let's make sure that I've got the latest version of Go, and then let's also make sure we got Go Essentials here. Okay. What Go version do I have? Okay. Okay. All right, so what have we got? So the first thing we're getting is the weekly cutoff. First day of week 90 days ago. Calculate 90 days ago. Oh no, I'm not doing ISO. Days to first day of week. Might want to make that Thursday. Okay, calculate 90 days ago. First day of week. Weekly cutoff. Process daily backups. Okay. I was going to read the dir, the daily dir. All right, we're going to ignore directories. If age is less than daily expire, okay. Comments are code smell. Oh, are we saying... Oh, what am I doing here? Too much bash on the brain. All right. Arrgh. Okay, modified time. Too fresh to remove. Current day. Year of day. What in the world was I thinking when I did this? So part of this was generated by GPT. So I don't remember which, and I modified it, but I don't remember which part I kept because I just kind of had GPT do boilerplate and then I didn't make it all the way to the end here. Okay, weekly dir. Okay. Okay, I think I remember how I was doing this. So basically, the way that I'm culling is I'm going to take whatever backups I have. I'm going to check the timestamp on the file itself. And according to the timestamp, I'm moving it into a folder. Okay, now my question is, why is GoFump not working? Did something go wrong here? Okay. Like this. Okay, we'll wait for a second for this to get done. That's interesting that those are not found because sworn. Oh, okay. This is just. Go doc, go please, guru, go lent. All right, so these are just the official Go tools that come with Go Essentials. Okay. Got it. All right, where? All right, let's go ahead. All right, so file info. And file info.mod time. Okay, weekly dir, daily expire. Weekly expire. How many weeks are in 90 days? We got 90 divided by 7 is 12, so 13. Wait, the weekly cutoff is what should be there. Okay. This doesn't seem right. Probably want a monthly as well. Okay, I'll have to look at this later. Let me go ahead and just... Let's just comment out all of this. And comment it out up here so I can just get the first thing done first. Oh, okay. All right, where's our problem at now? Hey, what's up, Karosh? Working in Golang? Yes. Oh, I've recently read not so great things about it. Oh, really? Oh, really? Tell me, what are the not so great things about Golang? Let's see. All right, so... I am serious, though. I do want to know, you know. Tell me what not great things you've heard about Golang. I love Golang. I think it is the best programming language that is presently available. And I think it's pretty hard to argue against that. I think that Zig will be a serious contender in the near future. I'm very interested in Zig. I want to learn Zig. I want to use Zig. Rust is just not there for general programming, although Rust fulfills a niche that Go does not fulfill. Social media, look, here's the thing. Most of the people that are on LinkedIn and Twitter getting a big social media following, they're not software engineers. They are social engineers. So they're just putting out clickbait, and they might have a video with 1 million views, but somebody who's actually a Go developer or a developer period somebody that actually has years in the industry would probably highly debate most of that stuff. It's not, it's, yeah, it's not real. No, Go is supposed to be about as far away as from C++ as you can possibly get. Golang is good for just about everything. I would not, let's see, what is Golang not good for is the better question. Golang is not for real-time systems. Golang is not for systems where you are constrained to scale vertically and you can't scale horizontally. So for example, best example of that would be game development. Game development, you have to scale vertically, meaning that you have to be able to take maximum advantage of the CPU and memory that's available to you. Unless it's like a modern game, in which case they just don't care anymore. You know, something built with Unreal Engine or Unity or something like that, then yeah, that's its own ball of wax. But they're certainly... never mind. Don't get me started on that one. I'm very frustrated that I bought the remake of Super Mario RPG, and it's done in the Unreal Engine, and it's basically GameCube level graphics. It's like taking Super Mario RPG from Super Nintendo pre-rendered isomorphic to about the level of GameCube with some upscaling. It's not a huge technological feat, and the thing can't keep 30 frames per second. It makes me very sad. Very, very sad. Anyway, but yeah, so that's what I would say is what is Golang not good for? Another thing that it's not necessarily, well, it generates binaries that have a minimum size unless you're using TinyGo. So if you want to create command line tools with Go, I'd recommend compiling with TinyGo. You write the same program, but you compile with TinyGo, and then you get binary sizes that make sense. Because what you're paying for in the binary size of Go is its garbage collector and some of its standard library stuff. So if you don't need the benefits of its concurrency model and garbage collector in the type of environment that you're wanting to use it in, such as if you're creating... So people have used TinyGo to create Game Boy emulators and stuff like that, and run them on microchip hardware. So if you want to do something like that, TinyGo can make the language of Go work in environments that the standard distribution of Go, the Go build tools, will not work in. So there's something to be said for that. But I think you're better off in a language like Zig. If you know it, I wouldn't try to force Go into environments like WASM or microcontrollers. It's not well suited for that. The kind of things that you wouldn't use C# or Java for, well, with the caveat, Go's garbage collector eliminates many of the problems of what people are upset about with C# and Java. The language is much, much simpler than either of those. The runtime performance can be much better than those, and particularly the garbage collector performance is better than those. Go has a zero downtime garbage collector, which makes it ideal for servers where you want consistent response times. So you don't want occasionally a response to take a whole second out of nowhere. Go is going to do better than almost any garbage collected. It's going to do better than any other garbage collected language for something like a web server, because it does not have stop the world garbage collection. So you don't get that jitter of occasionally your program just halts for potentially several seconds while the garbage collector runs over gigabytes of memory. What am I doing right now? I am working on a CLI tool, which again, this is probably be better off in Zig, but I've I'm not familiar enough with Zig to do it efficiently yet. But this is a CLI tool that's going to run through a directory and then move everything in that directory into a daily, weekly, or monthly folder. That's what it's going to do. So, so that we can have a guaranteed one backup every month, and a guaranteed weekly backup for the last 90 days, and a guaranteed daily backup for the last 2 weeks, and then backups for the last week period. So anyway, yeah, that's what I'm working on. Because we just had this problem pop up where our backup drive got full, or our backup volume, not drive, but our backup volume got full. And so I've been wanting to do this for a while. I'm finally doing it. Okay, so week number, year of day plus 1. I don't know what that was. But some of this was, I started on this a few months ago, and some of it was generated by GPT just to get boilerplate out of the way. And so I'm struggling, because I didn't write it myself the whole way. I'm struggling to, because it's not necessarily following my pattern of how I do it. I just started to modify it to, like I let GPT generate a bunch of boilerplate, and I was going to modify it, but it's been too long between. I knew exactly what I needed to modify at the time, but then I didn't do that the next day. I had something else that was more important to do. Okay, so current day. Is current day true? What is current day is time.now. Okay. So this is current. Yeah. Okay. So this is time.now. All right. And if all right, and I'm going to make this 14. We're going to keep all backups for the last 2 weeks. Okay, where is it griping at me now? That's what this would be. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to have it print out what it would do. So it's going to go over the daily backups, and it's going to move them into the weekly. It's going to go over the weekly, and it's going to move them into the yearly. So it's going to go over. Yeah, okay. This makes sense. So there's going to be 4 directories. There's going to be the top level directory. So I'm actually going to get rid of this. This is not going to be like that. And we're going to have a prefix here. These are not going to be constants then. These are going to be vars. Well, let's see. And I think we'll also have some extensions. Is it this way or that way? I could put ZST in here as well. Okay, what? No. Ah, I remember now. There we go. Like this, right? Okay, it's unused. Great. That's fine. It's file.name. Let's see here. Okay, why did this not get imported? Okay, it did get imported automatically. Great. Okay, file 4. So then 4. All right, KV. Range. Oh, so name is like that. Okay, fair. Okay, your thoughts on Go were pretty compelling. I'm going to look more into it. Also, a really nice link, Creeds of Craftsmanship. Thanks. Yeah, there is on there a link to getting started with Go. So if we go to creedsofcraftsmanship.com, there's lots of good stuff here. I curate this on an ongoing basis, although I haven't updated much in a while. But there is, if you go to the main issues here, resources for learning Go. These speakers are really nice. I just bought some new speakers. They are Creative T60s. I'm going to put a link in the chat here. I wasn't expecting to like them as much as I do. I basically just wanted some simple desktop speakers that were at least 20 watts, or I guess at least 15 watts, that were not Bluetooth, because I got some Bluetooth speakers and they just seemed to be really sucking it up. They caused my computer to crash. I think this is a Mac OS problem. I think that it's a crappy implementation of Bluetooth problem. But anyway, I just want something louder than what the Mac Studio built-in speaker has to offer, and the Pebble wasn't really working for me. And it looks like the T40 series might even be more of what I would want, but yeah. And when I plug these in, I kid you not, within 5 minutes, my Mac Studio crashed and rebooted. But it may have been just a one-time fluke. We'll see. Because they've been working since. I mean, when I plugged them in, my system started going, you know, everything got choppy. The mouse wasn't moving. CPU spiked up to 100%. And I was like, ah, crap. But I think that it may have been, I don't know. This is just insane to me. But, anyway. They don't make software like they used to. I like the look of the T40s probably more. But the T40s are more expensive than the T60s. But the T40s have, one, they have a faceplate so that they look like normal speakers rather than trying to look so cool. And two, They have... Oh, I guess it depends on which version of the T40s you get. Ugh. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted something that was USB-C or Bluetooth, except the Bluetooth thing... Bluetooth just never works. Wireless sucks. Wireless always sucks. So anyway, they're at $65. They seem like they're my best option, and I'm not displeased. I'm much happier with them than I expected to be. So there's that. So far, much better than I had thought. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. This is not what we need to do. Okay. Has ext equals false. Has ext equals true. If not, has ext... Continue. There we go. Then I can get rid of this. I can get rid of that. There we go. Yeah, and another thing about Golang is it's a language you can learn in a weekend, assuming that you've programmed in some other language before. It is probably got the lowest learning curve of any language that you'll come across. There are some things that are unusual about Go in terms of its concurrency, but again, you don't necessarily have to use it. So if you don't need the feature, just don't use the feature. You know, if you feel like you need it, if you're going from Python to Go, for example, Go's a simpler language. If you want to get the same performance characteristics as Python, it remains the simpler language. If you want to get far better performance characteristics than Python, which you're going to get anyway, but if you want to get far better performance characteristics than Python for something like a web server, then you would have to potentially learn about channels and Go routines. But that's something that, one, isn't that complicated in comparison to any other programming language that has threads or coroutines. Go's model is simpler, but also you don't need those things most of the time. You can run Go programs without ever learning Go routines or mutexes, because you don't have to write your programs to maximize idle time. Wireless mice are as good as wired now. I don't know. Maybe. That's something that I think when you're making the switch, you might notice the difference. But once you get used to it, you might not notice. I'm not sure. What do gamers say? Are gamers using wireless mice? Because, you know, for doing programming work, the 25 millisecond latency, not a big deal. But I noticed when I switched to this trackpad that's all digital, it has a little speaker in it to make a click sound, and it has a little vibrator in it to make a click feel, but it's all digital. And I hated it at first. Because the click happens in response to my hand pressing down. It doesn't happen as my hand presses down. You know what I'm saying? So there's a noticeable delay that's got to be in the realm of 50 to 100 milliseconds. There's a noticeable delay of I put my hand down and then it clicks. And it's very, very weird at first. But now I'm used to it. 6 months ago, I reviewed your GitHub profile when you were looking for your first ever software dev job. Oh, okay. I do not remember, Kurosh. I think I remember your name, but I'm not sure. FPS pros now find wireless to be the same as wired. Okay, all right, yeah. If they say that it's the same, then I'll go with it's the same. And I imagine that you could get there for a specific device, especially a mouse. Like, what data is that sending? You know, you want to sample a mouse 1,000 times a second? Is that hard? Is that really hard? Can you not sample a mouse 10,000 times a second? You know, can we not do this? So hopefully, hopefully with gigahertz, billions of times a second frequency, hopefully we could sample something at 10,000 times a second. But my experience with speakers, whether over the ear or desktop or whatever, Bluetooth speakers are worse quality, noticeably worse quality almost every single time. There may be a Bluetooth speaker that is comparable quality. I just haven't encountered one. It's probably because I'm not spending more than $100. And the other thing is the latency that the Bluetooth introduces for the speakers is absolutely obnoxious. I'm watching a YouTube video, and again, it might be because I'm not spending over $100. If I was spending $500 or $600, maybe the Bluetooth would be engineered well. But where I'm spending less than $100, Bluetooth is a non-starter for me. If somebody has one of those, I've never gone to somebody's house and them had, Bluetooth speakers that were $600. So I don't know. And a lot of the ones where you get into that really high range, they don't even have Bluetooth or USB at that point. They've removed it because you're going to wire in, or you're going to use optical, or you're going to use, analog. Anyway. Okay. So we've got this. So we got the file info. That all goes together. Could not determine package name. Oh, that makes sense. Go mod init, and then what do I want to call this one? I'm going to... Let's see. Don't need any wikis. We don't need projects. We don't need to allow merge commits. Automatically delete head branches. I wish I could just set this stuff at an organizational and personal level. And maybe you can, but I just haven't discovered it. Okay. I'm not going to add the protected branch yet. Let's see. Okay, so now it can quit griping at me about that. And there was a better way to do this. Year day divided by 7. This must have been GPT generated. This is not correct. And I don't think I would have accidentally thought this was correct. And I typically don't cast... This just seems strange. Okay, year day. Okay. Because what we would want to do is we'd want to find the first Thursday of the month. I might try this with GPT. Golang get ISO week number. Okay, cool. It's already a thing. Okay. And actually, I think I do want... Is this going to be... Okay, I think that's about what I want. And maybe to keep this simple, we'll just do week and year, except the last 90 days, we'll keep all of them. Or something like that. Or the last 45 days. Because if it's in the last 90 days, your resolution on that, it becomes less important. Further back you go. Anyway. Okay, so now we have week number. So with weekly dir, we could actually do this. And maybe we could just do that at the top level. I'm trying to remember how I wanted to do this. Maybe we just call this year and week. So, oh, by the way, was that review helpful? The code review from 6 months ago? Oh, you're going to head off. Take care. Okay, adios. Catch you later. What's up, chat? How's it going? Let's do W on this. Okay. So it seems like we could just do mkdir all, because that's already doing that work. Oh, I think I see what's happening here. We're saying if that directory exists. Okay, I get the idea. Okay. So if the directory exists. Okay. If the dir exists, skip. We already have that backup. Wait, hold on. I'm not 100% on this. This should we can we sort? I kind of want to sort these by. Let's do this. This I'm going to be able to find something for. You know, golang sort directory entries by date. I should just be able to copy and paste this. That seems bigger than it ought to be. Okay, descending. So descending is... Ascending is first. Yeah, I think we want ascending. So we're just going to do this the simple way. Okay, I'm not going to go full bore on this. We're going to do a really minor version of this. And I think we're just going to do weeklies. Yeah, because right now, let me see how many backups we have right now. Let me take a look at this. Okay, number of backups. Let's see. I'm going to list this directory and then I'm going to do a count. Okay. 427 backups presently. Is that really true? And the last few backups have failed. Okay. Okay, and that's a decently sized folder. Okay, yeah. Yep. All right, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep this one simple to start with. I might save this code for later to expand it further, but I think that's just getting the week, creating the directory, moving the file there. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead and sort before we range over files. Okay, maybe we could... Did they provide the sample for check error? What were they doing with the check error? Yeah, I don't need to do that. We'll just do it this way. Oh, wait. No, we would have to do that. Okay. Okay, so I could see this. We could have an all files. And then we could exclude a bunch. Okay, and for the purposes of this, it would be fine to... I don't know why I don't... Why did I not just type that? Make no sense. What was I doing? Okay. Skip. There we go. Boom. Okay, dir entry. That's what we're doing here. So this is dir entry. Is that where we're at? Okay, cool. Hey, what's up, Maria? From is a strong word. I am in Utah. But where I'm from is Diffner. Okay, back files. Okay. Ascending is oldest to youngest. All right, files. So back files, back files. Fatal. Was it fatal or fatal F? Log fatal, yeah. Yeah, this is panicky. Okay, there we go. So we're going to exclude some files. And then we're going to sort the files. And then we're going to range over the files. And we don't need this anymore because we just did that, right? Boom. So we're going to get our file info. And I guess, should we do... No, this is what we're going to do. Let me get back to this here. Because we're going to have one more check, and that is, can we get the file? So I'm going to go back to, yes, this is file info. Which I don't remember if that's actually what it is, but we're going to find out because it's going to tell us if I get it wrong. Okay. All right, I'm a little confused. What did I do wrong here? Okay, I just didn't save, and so it was still relying on old information. Okay, we don't need to call .info on that. Okay, good. Yeah, because we don't want to... Like, the idea of having to panic inside of a loop, bad idea. You know, there we go. Much better. Much better. Okay. And I'm hoping that file info still has .name. Okay, good. File info does still have .name. So we're good there. Okay. Okay. So back files. So we're gonna take our oldest backup and we're gonna keep that one. For each of these. And then we're gonna take our youngest backups for the last 90 days. Yeah. I think this should be good. Okay. So I think for each of these, we actually need to do not this, but we need to do mod time. Yeah, that makes sense. And once we reach something that's too fresh, we can just break. Okay, let's think about this. Remove dir. Forget. Okay. Let's do golang rmdir. I think it might just be remove. There's not an unlink. Or an empty directory. Okay, good. Yep. That's what we want. See if it grabs at me. Unreachable code. Okay. So that starts to look a lot better. Okay. Okay. I think I'm just going to try running this at this point. What was the thing about first day of week? Nothing. Nothing. Well, let's see if there's anything about the weekly cutoff that would make sense. I do think the last 90 days we should just keep all of them. Well, we should keep one a day for the last 90 days, but I'm not quite sure what that should look like. Okay. Well, let me run this and see what it looks like. I probably need to add an argument, or let's see. The reason I'm doing the brackets like this, so that should actually be equals 2 because it's always going to have 1, is because this allows the garbage collector to collect it right away. What's up, Beats? Calling backups. I'm just about to test this. Oh, they don't call it argv in Go. They call it args. This is not arg vector. Okay. So, let's see. Process backups. We're going to do path string. And can we just do like this? Because now it's gotten to that point where it's long enough that I was kind of expecting that to go a little differently. I thought that would get formatted a little differently. So what happens if I do this? Really? Okay, well, whatever. I'll talk more about it in just a second once I get to a good pause point. But the big goal was to have rolling backups, so there's so many per month, so many per week, so many per day. And then kept, but I think that right now, for just getting the thing done for what I immediately need it for, just having it go to 1 a week is actually the right thing to do. So that's all I'm implementing right now. 1 a week up for the last 5 weeks. So it's going to keep everything for the last 5 weeks. And then it's going to keep... So it's sorting all of the backups from oldest to newest. And then it's going to find the week number that a given backup belongs to. And it's going to move that into the year week folder. And if that year week folder exists, it's just going to delete the backup. So it's going to prefer the oldest backup, which I think makes sense because the older you go, the more likely the older thing is what you're looking for. I'm building a simple app similar to Spotify using Xcode. Do you have any knowledge in such project? I don't use Xcode. I know a lot about coding in general, and some about music files in general, and ID3 tags and that sort of thing. But I think that's interesting. I think we need something like that. We definitely. I wouldn't do it in Xcode because I think the need is broader than that. We need a service like Spotify that you run for your family. That's something that I honestly want and have thought about building many times and even started on a little bit. I've thought about kind of the incremental approach of just, what if we just had better web servers, you know? Web servers are so lame, and they don't need to be. A web server, a static file server is what I mean by that. A static file server should be able to, you know, insert an audio tag for an audio file. You know, we should be able to have that traditional table list, but still, you know, have a little bit more to it because the cost is really low. You'd be able to have a different view. Imagine just a static file server. It's not like you install an application. It's just a static file server, and it has, okay, do you want list view? Do you want gallery view? Do you want player view? I don't think you have to go too far down the road. I mean, I guess some people would say it's a slippery slope, and then you're going to be shipping a full media application. But I think you could do some simple previews and say, okay, you know, we have a line at which we're going to stop. If you want a full-blown application, go do it. But all this stuff is native to the browser now, you know? So anyway, what was I doing here? I was looking at the weekly cutoff. What was I? Bar path string. Or taking the path. Read dir. So we're going to do daily path equals file path dot join path daily dir. Did I just... Maybe I should have just passed that in? Oh, bless me. Okay, I think at this point I'm ready to just try this out. So I'm just going to run it script style. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to make sure we don't have any OS unlinks that are actually, or os.remove. We're not actually doing an os.remove. Because real is set to false. I wonder why they call it dry run. That's something I might want to look up sometime. What's the opposite of dry run? Wet run? That doesn't seem right. The idea is to make a Spotify app that is focused on independent and unsigned artists. I love it. Since major labels such as Universal, blah, 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 own 80% of most platforms. I love it. But so this is my take on it. Web 3 or Web 4 or whatever we want to call the thing that, like, we're living in the Web 2 is the age of SaaS. Everything's as a service. You know, you own nothing and you'll be miserable about it. The next iteration needs to start hyper local. So more than just discover independent artists, discover artists in your neighborhood, discover artists in your city, discover artists in your state, discover artists in a 50-mile radius. I think that that's what needs to happen. Because if you do just independent, I think that there's, well, one, they're not that good, generally speaking. Okay. In general, the independents aren't that good. And the reason that's the reason they can't pick up the label. Or yeah, in general, they're not that good, but the ones that are good, the sound is either very niche or they're just, it's much more expensive to produce new music than to, there's a whole science about this, but discovery bias type stuff. Anyway, yeah, so I think what it needs to be is something that's hyper localized so that you can discover people that might be performing in the downtown venue. That's what I want. And attack it from that angle and make it easier for people to pay the artist for the music. Have the streaming option and the purchase option. There was a thing that had this. It was called Lala. If you want to try to find any old screenshots for it, the movie probably crowds out this thing. It was bought by Apple and killed immediately. It was more profitable than Apple. Okay. Oh, cool. So there still is some stuff. This was amazing. Why is this? Yeah. Lala was great. But something like Lala that makes it really easy to discover music, to stream music, to purchase music. Dang, there's really not much left of it. But yeah, add that local mix to it. I would love that. Or that's my spin on it. Because you gotta, with this sort of thing, first you gotta follow the love and then you gotta follow the money. Because the money's not good. But if you integrate payments into your thing, then you could collect, 10 cents per sale or something like that. The indie artists are selling their albums for $5-10. I don't know exactly how you do it, but you could certainly beat out the 30% that, the other, anybody, there is no room in the music industry right now for new music. It is either manufactured artists, meaning they take a Kardashian and auto-tuner, or, you know, similar. Like, what was that one girl? Kesha, right? And then I think there's some other ones recently. I think we have reached the end of music and artists unless something drastic happens. Because you just take some pretty girl and then you auto-tune her and you have her read lyrics by that Swedish dude. And that's it. That's what music is these days. So I'd love to see that change in some way or other. Okay, so let's make sure. And just to be hyper sure, I'm going to comment out the remove lines. Okay, the remove is commented out still. All right, good. So let's see. Do we have go over here? Go, run, call back up. Oh, you know what, though? There's something that we're supposed to do here. So this needs to have an error. Okay, so we're going to do this. That needs to be done over here. Okay, let me run this. Seems like that's taking a ridiculously long time. All right, there we go. Okay. Okay. Now I got some other problem to solve. Let me start with, let's see, we'll start with something that's not quite so important. We'll start with the demo database. I'm going to set real to true. Okay, and then in some place I said, Directory. Okay, skip. Skip non-archive. Okay. There's not enough space on the device left to make the backup folder. That's how you know. Okay, I am going to go check and see if it did what I think it should have done. Not so sure. Alright, saving everything for the last 5 weeks. Getting rid of the other stuff. Okay, I'm going to turn it into real mode now. We're going to try this on the least important database, then the next important database, then the next important database, most important database. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually making it so that it will remove. Or maybe I should do this. Maybe we should do... It's going to make the directory delete me. So let's say trashdir. Call it trash. That's what we should do. And then okay, so we're not going to have remove. We're just going to have a let's see. Trash path, file path.join, trashdir, so we'll have path and trashdir. We'll have a trash path. I'll get back to your comment there in just a minute. Let me get through this full run. So we're going to have a trash path. Then we're going to have a rename. Okay. Rename. Okay. Need a few more minutes. It got a late start. It's already dinner time. Can't believe it. I feel like my day has just begun. It's already over. Okay, I think I can finish this though. So we're just going to do the trash path right now, and then I will manually remove the trash path. That's how I'm going to handle this situation for the time being. Okay, so I'm going to run this. Undefined trash dir. Oh, because I didn't put trash dir in there. Okay. All right, skipping directory weekly, great. Mount, backups, demo. Okay. So all of these are from the last 5 weeks. There's nothing going in the trash there. Okay, that's fine. But I am going to delete the failed backups from the last few days. Okay, and I'm going to run this on the next directory. We'll run it on the staging directory. Okay, trash directory is still empty because I don't think there's nothing with a long enough history. Okay, let's try it on the prod directory. And then I'll have to actually implement this so that it actually runs on a timer. Or, you know, I just need to implement it in with the current process. I build the binary, implement it in with the current process. Okay, so prod back. Everything is from the last 5 weeks, really? Very confused. Okay, that did not work out the way that it was supposed to at all. Okay, so something went wrong here. What went wrong is that all of those got moved into... Okay. Somebody could have seen this and warned me. But the weekly thing didn't work out, and the reason is that I was checking the error, but I'm checking the wrong error. So right here. Should do that. Well, actually, I'm a little confused. Because it seems like... All right, I'm going to have to come back to this, I suppose. If this is true, if there's an error, and the error is not exist, weekly dir, year week. Did I? Oh, my source and destination. I didn't change it to trash path. That's what it was right there. Okay. That's what it was. Okay. So let me... Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go move everything out of the weekly whatever back into the daily directory. Okay. Okay, I'm going to need to do that for each of these. Okay, so I got that done. And now I have to delete... I'm going to do rmdir-p on all the weekly directories. Let me do that real quick. All right, well, backups. Cool. All right, got that fixed. Now I'm going to do go run again. Starting again with that one. That one. Okay, good. Good, good, good. This is looking good. All right, good. We got plenty in the trash. And we have our weeklies each have one backup. Excellent. Okay, so excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So I am going to go ahead and make sure that prod is what's taking up all the space. So I'm going to go ahead and delete the trashes I just want to make sure that I see that we have some... Okay, week 45. So that's October 6th. Okay, cool. All right, this looks really good. Okay, and now we just freed up 40 gigs of space for backups. Okay. All right, I'm just manually looking over these, and then I got to end the stream and get inside. Okay. And then I'll need to just have this actually deploy. You know, so that you be part of the backup process, that it runs this after each backup. But yeah, it's looking good. I'm seeing backups from October 12th through December 13th, which is when we started having the problem. Then I'm seeing weekly backups for the last little while. Okay, so yeah, what I'm going to need to do then is change the backup script so that it no longer deletes things that are older than so many days. But instead runs this. But that's looking great. Yeah, so daily backups for the last 5 weeks. And then weekly backups for eternity. That should keep us going for a good long while. Okay, all right, well, with that, I've got to go. Let's see. However, most Spotify users are independent and unsigned. Most of their revenue goes straight to the major labels. Yeah. But I agree with you. Music has become stagnant. Yeah. Most Spotify artists are independent and unsigned. Well, but how about of the ones that are listened to? I think, yeah, it has to be non-global. And one of the reasons is, think about the way the cost structure works, right? If you are global, you want to minimize variety. So you might say, oh yeah, we've got more variety than anything else in the whole world. And that might be true at a surface level, but what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure, you're incentivized to make sure that users are downloading the same files over and over again, that things are being retrieved from cache, right? So, anyway, time for me to go. Have a good one. Thanks for joining in, Beats. I hope to catch you again later. Like, sub, follow if you want to. Let the one who guide you. I am out. Adios. Oh, wait. Hold on. We had a win, so we need the win. All right. Adios.